Everyone, welcome back to another DIY floral arranging session with me, Carrie, here at Flowers for Dreams. I'm here in our studio and we have a really colorful, fun little sneak peek into spring, kind of get us excited for spring palette. It's almost like a kitchen sink mix of every color in the spectrum, which pairs quite well together. And I've chosen this really minimalist black vase today. I pulled it from our event section. And if you're using our mason jar, this is actually a really similar size. Mine's just a little bit shorter, so your stems are probably going to be longer, but the opening is just about the same. I picked it because I think it's a fun play on our colorful arrangement, which is a rainbow of colors and a really minimalistic black vase. Our foliage is this lovely Italian, this isn't Italian, this is just regular variegated Pittosporum, and you can tell regular versus Italian. Italian has a little bit smaller leaves, but that same variegation, which is really fun, teardrop shaped leaves. And I tend to think of variegated foliage helps to add some energy to our arrangement. So this will be a very energetic, colorful arrangement. We have some Waxflower, gorgeous pink Waxflower, came in so full and beautiful. We've got a pink Tulip, very much a sign of spring. So I love that we're kind of getting a preview of what's to come. We've got some yellow spray roses. These are all really classic flowers. Our antique carnations, peach color for our linear, the lovely blue Delphinium hybrid. And then this is interesting. This is an ocean song rose. And it's a little bit of a smaller rose. It's not very thorny, and it has a very soft pastel lavender color. I think it's kind of a trending rose color right now, ocean song. There's a couple of really beautiful purple varieties of roses. Another one I really like is early gray, which is sort of a soft gray with some lavender undertones to it. Can be fun to play with those unique roses. Roses aren't for everybody, but I like them when you've got some unique colors like this lavender ocean song. All right, let's start with our green up. I'm gonna go for a nice even rounded arrangement. So I'm gonna trim down my Pittosporum. Usually has these sort of jointy sections. Pittosporum is maybe, it's a little bit more of a dirty foliage, which is interesting. So you're gonna wanna keep up on changing the water. And it also has a really strong scent to it, which does get into the water. So make sure you're keeping your water on your variegated Pittosporum extremely fresh. I'm gonna try to fill out this little mouth of the vase since I've got a lot of foliage. I'm gonna fill out this entire mouth and then do kind of a rounded arrangement. All right. Got sort of a nice even rounded shape here. If you saw me pause for a second, it's because someone was trying to get my attention outside of the studio. Ooh, okay, I love it. It's lush, it's low. You could even lower it a bit more if you like to make it nice and full. Pull off all those extra leaves, trim the stems up just a little bit, and you get this nice, dense, low, lush look. Whew, strong. Not a little bit more, because I chopped it down, and I think I do want it to be nice and thick and rounded. Then I'm gonna go in and just evenly apply my Waxflower. Strip off all the excess foliage and I can use quite short pieces. So I've got, my vase is fairly short. But to keep it nice and round, you may want to add, turn, measure your stems. Whew, all the smelly stems today. Add, turn, and then you'll just have a really balanced and even application of stems. A little shorter. That fills out this green space. So we're filling all that negative space with some pinks, a little bit energetic, and got one last piece from my bunch to kind of create this green and pink scape. All right, there we go. There's the entire view. Very nice and rounded, kind of classic shape. And since we're working with some classic flowers. All right, next let's do our linear. Our blue belladonna. Oh, I love pressing these. These, especially the dark blue variety, presses really, really beautifully. So if you want to experiment with this in your flower press, it can be a fun weekend project. I'm gonna pull off some of the lower branches. So these are the ones that if you want to, you can save them and open up their little heads and just press them in between a book. That way you don't feel like you're wasting the stem. I'm gonna cut it a little bit longer, but I want to keep this pretty even, rounded look. So maybe tuck that in the side, but keeping it rather low. It's sort of a game of like, I don't want it too tall this time particularly. I may even tuck it in a little bit. We want to see those blooms though, so kind of have to find the sweet spot where it'll really show but still fit within that rounded look that I'm going for. Next I'll add my tulips. Sometimes tulips I think of as like the meat and potatoes of an arrangement. They're sort of humble, but they do a lot of work of filling up space, especially as they open up. And whenever you're working with tulips, you sometimes want to anchor them lower so that they stay low in the arrangement because they will grow. All right, our spray rose here. Ooh, this one's pretty thorny. Here's my trick for getting rid of thorns if you don't have a stripper like we do here in the studio. You can press on the side. Oh, there it goes. Don't press on the thorn, of course, but press on the side of the thorn and it'll pop right off. These are still pretty tightly closed. Pull off the guard petals. Always check your roses to see that every petal is perfect. We want only the best petals in our arrangement. Only the best petals in every arrangement, really, so that's where our editing down everything, so we only have the best. I've got 2 spray roses, so I'm gonna put one on one side at a bit of an angle, kind of up and out just a little bit, but still within that rounded shape. And then I want to carry that yellow, that pop of yellow, to the other side as well. Pulling off all the guard petals. Guard petals also have sometimes a green tinge to them. And then I'm gonna find a spot. I'm gonna move this tulip just a little bit so I can get some of this cheerful yellow on the side. Oh, how adorable. are these colors. I'm putting this low, I moved it to the front. Let's do our peach carnations and then we'll finish off with our roses. Mine are still pretty closed. I'm gonna actually leave them closed. They're so tightly closed. They just need a few more days to process. But I'll add them using that kind of circular technique. So going around, adding a stem on one side. Here we go. Oop, there's one more spot. So if I were to look over the top of my arrangement, I'd see a triangle. And it also allows these really super closed blooms some room to open up. Shorten this one up a little bit. Right. So I think this is still my front. Ooh, the one we've been waiting for, our ocean songs. Same thing, pluck off the outer petals gently, revealing the interior. These are so frilly and delicate. I'll let them, give them some space to also open up. You can leave on some of the foliage of the roses too if you like it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna create a little rose moment on one side. So I'll pair my other ocean song right above my tulip and then spin it around to the back and put a little purple on that side as well. So everything, a couple of days, will have its moment fully open and gorgeous and cheerful. Love it. And then if you do have any extra Pittosporum, you can practice what I call edging, where you'll add some foliage all the way around the base of the vase. And this just softens the vase to stem flower ratio and just makes it look almost like it's growing out of the vase organically. Man, what a pretty, colorful arrangement, really classic look with a nice rounded, even application of flowers. For vases like these that are not see-through, don't forget to change your water on your flowers. It's really important. And you'll hopefully enjoy this for many more days than if you hadn't changed your water. Thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to hear what you think, what you'd like to see more of. So please head down to the comments, let us know, and we'll put it in for future videos. Thanks for joining us.